The iPhone 16 Pro Max boasts the largest display ever in an iPhone at 6.9 inches as well as the longest tested battery life of any iPhone yet. We also appreciate the camera upgrades and camera control button, but Apple Intelligence lacks that wow feature for now and the charging speed could use a boost. I have been a Pro Max user for years since the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but after testing the new iPhones, I'm actually torn about the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It has the largest display ever of any iPhone at 6.9 inches. Yes, the thinner bezels help keep the device somewhat compact, but it is still taller, wider and heavier than the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which I thought was the near perfect size and weight for a big screen phone. I have gone from feeling like I cheated the system to feeling slightly cheated. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think the new Pro Max is a little too big, at least for my hands. It's more of a stretch now to do simple things like scrolling through web pages or TikTok, and once you put a case on your iPhone 16 Pro Max, it's like a mini tank. The good news is that the Pro Max is built to be more durable. In addition to having a titanium band, Apple claims that the improved ceramic shield display on this model is 50% tougher than the last generation. We can't drop these units, but on paper it's encouraging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max comes in 4 colors: titanium white, titanium black, natural titanium, and desert titanium. Our iPhone 16 Pro came in the natural, which looks fairly modern, but I prefer the desert color as it pops more. The iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max displays don't get any upgrades in terms of brightness or refresh rate, but they are still among the best OLED panels on a phone. The only main difference is that the screens can scale down to a minimum of 1 nits, which means you can use your phone in bed without disturbing anyone else and get an even dimmer alarm clock. Otherwise, the new iPhone 16 Pro Max screen is largely the same, allowing the Pixel 9 Pro to surge ahead in terms of brightness. We measured a max of about 1500 nits for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, while the Pixel 9 Pro XL hit more than 2300 nits. Outside in direct sunlight, the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max were both dimmer than the Pixel 9 Pro XL, though Google's phone dimmed faster over time in response to the heat. Other than the display size, the biggest design change to the iPhone Pro Max is the addition of the camera control button. This recessed capacitive button on the right side uses haptic to give you feedback, and it launches you straight into the camera. No more having to fumble for the on-screen camera shortcut, and you can now use the action button for another shortcut. This thing is pretty easy to use in both portrait and landscape mode. So what can you do with camera control? A lot, actually. A quick press snaps a photo and a long press starts recording a video, but I'm not a fan of the fact that the video stops when you take your finger off the button. You can also slide your finger across the button to zoom in and out, which is pretty smooth. Not as smooth is the double soft press, which launches a sub-menu of various options, from tweaking the depth and exposure to toggling between multiple photographic styles. Camera control works well, but applying just the right amount of pressure and remembering what a single press and double press do takes practice. I also wouldn't recommend taking macro shots with the camera control, as it shook the camera when I got super close to a subject. The iPhone 16 Pro Max gets a bunch of camera upgrades, starting with a new 48 megapixel fusion camera for the main shooter that's designed to read data faster. The result should be zero shutter lag and faster focus. I took some shots of people passing by on scooters and moving taxis at the same time on the iPhone 16 Pro Max and iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the new iPhone was indeed faster. The results were not necessarily sharper too, as you can see in this side-by-side comparison. Here are some camera samples of iPhone 16 Pro Max. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is indeed an iterative upgrade, and maybe it wouldn't feel that way if Apple Intelligence was available today along with all the promised features. Instead, it's going to trickle out over time, so I would not to be in a rush to upgrade. Having said that, I think that iPhone 16 Pro Max is the best phone money can buy right now if you want the biggest screen and longest battery life. It lags in zoom versus the S24 Ultra, but you get more endurance, better camera quality, and plenty of creative features like photographic styles and audio mix. I actually preferred the AI capabilities of the Pixel 9 Pro XL series with its smarter Gemini Live voice assistant and other features like Add Me for photos and Pixel screenshots. But the Pixel's performance and battery life trail the iPhone 16 Pro Max. For me, the iPhone 16 Pro Max retains its title as the best phone, but it's not because of Apple Intelligence.